Okay, so here we are. Got my Mercury 135 Black Max, and I had a problem with the system not wanting to pump water. As you can see, I've already removed the lower unit and got the lower unit completely removed from the boat. Again, it wasn't pumping water through the bottom and coming out through the indicator. So after I got it all pulled off, I noticed the impeller, of course, the top of this thing, as you can see, where it got really hot and it started just bubbling up from the inside, from the heat. And you can see all the trash that's inside there. And on top of that now, with the impeller, you can tell the impeller is just, completely trashed. A lot of this is due to some of the places I go, the water is real sandy, and I had a lot of sand I had to clean out of this as well, because it had all gotten up into the impeller. But as you can see, it has just literally eaten away at the water pump. So anytime you go out in the water, I have learned, I usually flush the engine all the time, and I make sure I get all the trash and stuff as much as I can. But until recently, and of course I just used muffs just to feed water through it. But after that, I've started using a tub to actually clean mine out. And then in order to clean it, normally what I'm doing is putting in some simple green into the water and letting it suck it through the intake. And then of course once it pulls that simple green in, it flushes it out. Kind of keeps it from causing this problem right here where it's just eating it up completely. As you can see, the impeller itself is just in, terrible condition. And of course the lower plate, I don't feel any grooving in the lower plate, but I went ahead and ordered another kit, and I got that kit on its way. So as soon as it comes in, I'll have it to where I can repair it, and then I'll show some more videos on how I'm repairing it. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I ran into one other problem now. Going to pull the impeller off of the shaft. As you can see, this impeller has completely fused to the shaft. I can't even see the key that holds this in place, and I've had to put penetrating oil to try to get this loose. Unfortunately, as you can tell, I can put substantial force on this and it's not wanting to pop loose. Again, you can see the rubber just deteriorating, so I've got to get everything completely off of this shaft, clean this shaft up really good, and then take this lower plate off. Once I get the lower plate off, then I can replace it with the new pump. Okay, so as you can see, I have now gotten the plate off of this, and you can see how bad some of the gasket material has just become. The shaft is not damaged in any way. However, it took me a while to get the plate off. The plate is actually in pretty decent shape considering. It doesn't have all the grooving in it. Of course, you can see the gasket material coming off now. But I had to soak it in a little penetrating oil. Now you can see a little bit better as to what the impeller actually looks like now. It should not look this way. Of course, it rides in that housing, but as you can see, there is no force against it, and you can see how badly damaged it is. All the cracking and everything into it. Of course, the Woodruff key is right here, which holds the impeller to the shaft. So now, the next step is to get my new pump in, and get the new pump installed, and get all this cleaned up. This won't be reused. Again, it's in pretty bad shape. I don't know if you can see it very well in here or not, but you can see all, like I said, all the bubbling on it. So it definitely got hot. Now the next step is just to go in here and clean up all this material and get all that cleaned up, and then inspect any damage or anything of that nature from the sandy water. I can definitely feel little pieces right there that have melted and have actually fallen down into the pathway. So more to come.